That's not a knife. That's a knife. Welcome back, everybody. Faithful EDC here with you today. Today we're going to maintenance this off-grid knives Cayman. This knife is my son's knife, and he's been carrying it and using it, and wanted to take a moment and just tear it apart, clean it up, get rid of all the nasty gunk that's inside, and get it ready to roll back to him before I hand it back over. So let's get to it. I'm going to zoom in here just a little bit. There we go. Now we can see a little bit better. We've got the, funny enough, off-grid knives screwdriver that I use for all my maintenance. So let's get to it. We're going to start off here with the T6. We're going to pull the screws out for the reversible pocket clip. So the non-pocket clip side first. And we're going to pull this little cover off. At least it should come off. Hold on to that. Come over here to this pocket clip and take this one off. So we'll get those taken out there. And just a little, as you can see there, I mean, it's not nasty, but he allowed me to use it, so I'm going to return it nicer than he borrowed it to me for, or borrowed it to me looking. So let's get her cleaned up for him. He doesn't know that I'm doing this, but I am pretty sure that he will be alright with it. Especially when he gets returned with a freshly cleaned and oiled bearings and everything else. I'm sure he'll definitely appreciate it. Unfortunately, this one does not have a lanyard hole, or I'd put a lanyard on there for him too. Surprise him with that. Let's get all these taken off. Everything else was T8. The pocket clip was T6. So yeah, look at all that oil, all that gunk in there. We've got the back spacer here, the barrels for the back spacer. We've got the bearings. Look at all that gunk inside the bearing there. Pull the pivot out. And the bearing on this side. Yeah. I think everything's still in screen pretty much. Let's get her wiped down. The off-grid knives, this one is actually, this Cayman, I cannot find it available anywhere online. I do believe whenever I purchased this, I got it off of a Whatnot auction. A lot of my knives have come from Whatnot, but I'm pretty sure I got this from a Whatnot auction, and I've not been able to find any information, any comps for this. If any of you guys know where any of them are located, or if they still sell them, just the search that I've done recently for it has pulled up no information on availability other than what the name is. Let's pull these guys out of here. These are bearing races, looks like. That way the bearings roll on something other than the coated steel liners. I really enjoy taking apart knives and learning the ins and outs of them, getting them all cleaned up. Had an issue with one of my knives the other day, the Flitanium Beef. If you all take one of those apart, the show side, I've got it right here. These come undone. Nope, I apologize. These screws come out These screws are not actual screws, they're posts that run all the way through. So if you're ever taking apart a Flytanium beef, you only have these 2 screws and one of the screws here. You'll have to take both of these screws out, but one of these screws coincides with this post, and those posts are threaded posts, kind of like your pivot. So it looks like this. You know, it looks like a screw. It has the screw head on it, but it is actually a post with a thread on the inside. And that's from the show side. All 3 of the show side screws on the Flytanium beef are not actual screws. I contacted Flytanium and I'm like, hey, I take apart all kinds of knives and I can't get this one to come apart. And so they sent me the schematic of how it is and learned something new. So I figured I'd pass that information along to any of you guys that like to take apart knives and clean them up and get them all cleaned up. But yeah, just this bearing here, just look how nasty that bearing is. So yeah, this thing was ready for a deep clean. We'll go to a new section here. Look how bad that is. Whew. And he uses his knives. He uses his knives probably more than I do. So it's not like this is just all pocket lip. Yep, we're just going to wipe everything down and get it all cleaned up. Get that blade cleaned up. Look how nice that is compared to how it looked. And there we go. Now let's get this guy put back together. What do you say? We're going to put this side back together here. Get those guys there. Any of you guys enjoy taking apart knives, find it soothing? I also do this for my pew-pews. I find it really enjoyable to take them apart and get them cleaned real nice and make them look practically brand new. I'm not going to pressure this too much if I can't get it out. I'm just going to have to leave it in there. We'll put these screws back in. And as you can see, I don't always utilize the rotating the screwdriver here. Sometimes I just grab the T6 bit or the T8 bit and I just kind of get them started just to help get the process moving along a little quicker, you know. And then we're going to go with our pivot here. Get that put in there. And then this is the hard part on some of these, is this pivot there. So there we go. Now we're set. So let's get this bearing race here. And then let's throw a bearing on it. Let's get this KPL. Put 2 drops on the bearing. And then we will put our blade stop here on. Put the blade on. Oops, knocked out that blade stop there. And then we will do the exact same opposite on this side. We will put that bearing in. We'll put 2 drops of KPL on the bearing there. And then I'm going to put this bearing race on top because I'm not going to be able to hold it in there. And this is where it gets tricky. So I'm going to line these guys up. There we go, snapped in. All snapped in, all good to go. Line this side up here. Take our pivot. Just get it started right there. And we're getting close. Sounds like we got a FedEx delivery coming here. Sorry if you hear some dogs here. I've got a new microphone set up. Y'all need to let me know whether it sounds good or not. I've got one of these little lapel mics. I've been trying to utilize headphones, and it still seems as if I get softer and louder throughout the videos, so we're trying something different here. And then one more screw. Snug. Maybe I got this one in wrong here. Let's try this again here. I'm gonna leave all these bloopers in here because, you know, everybody's gonna make mistakes and put the screw in the wrong spot, you know. But take it apart and do it again. These little T6 screws are sometimes they're a pain, but yeah, that was the problem. I had the wrong screw in the wrong hole there, so we're working now. Oh yeah. So there's our T6s. Let's go back to our T8s, and we're going to go all the way around, and we're going to snug all these screws up. Snugged, snugged, snug, snug. Double check our the left-handed pocket screws were ready to be tightened up again, so we'll put the T6 back. And now we're going to work, if you see how the blade is off center, we're going to snug this guy up. And there it goes, it pulled it back together. So I'm going to back this out a little bit. This is what I do. I back out the pivot screw. I cinch it all the way down, not over tight, but now that blade is super tight, right? So now I'm going to back it up just a hair. All right, let me zoom back out here. There you have it. Off-grid knives Cayman. before I forget, at 500 subscribers, we've got a giveaway for the CJRB Pyrite Light. Share this video out, share all my videos out, get more subscribers, and we'll draw a winner and work on our next giveaway. I want to thank everybody for watching. Don't forget, down in the comments, I've got a link for Olight. Pick up any of the Olights you need. If you need a new flashlight, click on that link for Olight, grab you a flashlight. I also have a link for HX Outdoors. This is the D2 steel titanium handle pocket knife here. It's got a liner lock, D2 titanium. This guy right here is $29 on HX Outdoors. Worth every penny. Worth even more than $29. I've even got a coupon code you can use at HX Outdoors, so don't forget to pick that up. But that's all I got for you today. Make sure you subscribe, share out the video, like it, leave a comment. Let me know what y'all think. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming and watching again. Y'all take care of yourselves, and God bless.